Now, the war is in Ukraine, but the whole world is feeling the impact, especially at the dinner table. Food prices are rising once again. Even major food producers are considering drastic options, like India. Reports say New Delhi is thinking about importing wheat. And this is very significant. India has been self-sufficient in food grains, meaning we produce enough for our consumption and then some. We never had to import. But now the government is spooked. Wheat prices have gone up by almost 10% in the last 2 months in India. Inflation is at a 15-month high. So what is the solution? Maybe imports. Reports say the plan is to buy discounted wheat from Russia. And just to be clear, there is no shortage in India yet. We are not running out of wheat, so do not rush to your grocery shop. The idea of this import is to bring down prices. It's called a supply-side measure. If you increase the supply, the prices will come down. That is the idea. These reports first emerged in the first week of August. They said 2 things. One, that India should slash or abolish import duty on wheat. Right now, the duty is 40%. The report said it could be reduced or removed. That was one point. The second was this, that India could import wheat. Not private traders, but the government would import wheat. The centre had dismissed this report from the first week of August. They said there was no such proposal in the pipeline. But weeks later, the reports have re-emerged, and this time with more details. We will focus on 3 aspects of it. Number 1, how much are we buying and at what rates? Number 2, how will we pay for it? And number 3, how significant is this? The proposal is to buy around 8 to 9 million tons of wheat. Technically, we don't need that much to stabilize prices. We need around 3 to 4 million tons to do that. But the government reportedly wants a deep price cut, something that is noticeable. Now to discounts. Traders say around $25 to $40 per ton is possible. Now that discount is important. The imported wheat must be cheaper than the local wheat, or at least at the same price. If not, you will end up driving prices up further. How will India pay for these shipments? With dollars. You see, food is exempt from Western sanctions. You can buy grains, cooking oils and fertilizers without any blowback. India, in fact, already buys sunflower oil from Russia. We pay for it in dollars. So officials say the same strategy will be used for wheat. Now, full disclosure, the government has not officially confirmed any of this. It is based on information reportedly given by Indian government sources. Having said that, this conversation is not new. It began right after Russia invaded Ukraine. Both countries made up around 25% of global wheat supply, Russia and Ukraine, 25% of the global supply. So when the war began, prices shot up across the world. India responded by banning wheat exports. That was strike 1. Strike 2 was the weather. India's wheat output is around 10% less than what was projected. As a result, our stocks are down. India has around 28 million tons of wheat in government warehouses. It may sound like a lot, but it's 20% less than the 10-year average. So prices are up and stocks are down. It tells you why India is considering wheat imports. Now to the final question. How significant is this? In one word, very. India rarely imports wheat from other countries. Private traders import some of the fancy varieties, but the government does not. The last big purchase was in the year 2017. India's private traders bought around 5 million tons of wheat. But this deal with Russia is very different from that. It's not just private traders, it's also the government, and chances are there will be backlash. You see, food security is a political issue in India. And there is some bad history here. In the 1950s and 60s, India was not self-sufficient. We had to import food from outside. I'll tell you an anecdote from 1965. India was at war with Pakistan. Then Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri went on All India Radio. He asked every Indian to sacrifice 1 meal per week. Why? Because that's how the food situation was. We've come a long way since then. Thanks to the Green Revolution, India has become self-sufficient. We could feed ourselves. And in the last couple of years, we expanded on that dream. India talked about feeding the rest of the world too, but from the looks of it, we haven't reached that stage yet, at least not yet. Dozens of countries do import food grains every year, so it's not unheard of, but the difference is our population. India has close to 1.4 billion people, so food security is also a strategic concern for us. In this changing geopolitical world, you can't depend on anyone for food, not even partners like Russia.